So guys, this is going to be an interesting video to say the least, because we are hitting on some Stadia topics that I haven't touched in like half a year, but they are pretty big. Starting with the biggest being that Stadia has officially shown their first white labeling partner, and they have a game ready to play right now. We're going to have some details on that. Also, a curious job posting from Stadia mentioning having experience with first-party game publishers. Now, what the heck is that about? Is Stadia looking to make their own games again? And finally, emails have gone out for the Stadia free Premier editions, and if you didn't buy anything, you're going to want to check anyways, because something strange has been going on. I'm going to give you guys all the quick details on that. As always, guys, if you're new, subscribe as I cover all things Stadia related. Oh, so man, out of the blue, guys, AT&T announced for a limited time, play Batman Arkham Knights for free with beta streaming on your computer. No downloads awaiting. This is curious because long ago, there was a promotion with AT&T with Stadia that gave you access to Stadia Pro for 6 months, and they were trying to enhance their network for Stadia. Now fast forward to today and we see this promotion, but it has been confirmed that Batman Arkham Knights is powered by Stadia right now with this promotion and with AT&T. This is now officially the first sign of white labeling that we have seen, and that was somewhat announced back in February of this past year. This on the surface doesn't have the word Stadia written anywhere, but it is powered by the Stadia tech. And the promotion, guys, if you're an AT&T user, which is here in North America, you get exclusive access to play this via the cloud through your web browser. Ironically, you cannot play this through mobile, which is really weird. The curious part here, though, is where it says available for a limited time. So that means that it won't be here forever. So then the question goes, does Stadia then have access to this game, and will it come to the Stadia library? I mean, that is kind of the million-dollar question. If it doesn't, then maybe Google still gets some funding from this type of deal, and hopefully that in itself leads to something profitable and maybe more games down the road. Obviously, the number one question we all have, though, is this a good thing or is it a bad thing? And honestly, it's really still too early to tell, but for me, I really see barely any negatives. I feel worst case Batman Arkham Knight never comes to the Stadia library, but Google at least showed something in the positive column in regards to cash or funding, which again, like I said, could be more games down the line, or more people just got open to the idea of cloud gaming with AT&T, which then in turn, they would see the Stadia Pro deal that is still available with this carrier. So as you guys can see here, that would then convert another cloud gamer and open it up to more cloud gamers or potential cloud gamers out there. I mean, there's quite a few positives out of this. I mean, even in the worst case scenario. Obviously, the best case is that for this limited time, you see Batman Arkham Knights on AT&T, and then you'll see down the line on the Stadia library, this could be a precursor to the future of white labeling deals. As I've mentioned many times on this channel, you work out a deal with a publisher, or in this case a phone carrier, then you see that mutual partnership where the Stadia library and the brand get a positive out of the deal. Meanwhile, Google makes some cash for hopefully a further investment, and at least that pleases the Google overlords who are in charge of all that money. I guess one other negative I could see is people just not wanting to subscribe to multiple services, multiple publishers due to the white labeling, and I totally get that. But if I'm being completely honest, that's going to be inevitable, because we all have to just look at how TV shows and movies are being streamed on multiple services, and that will be the future of cloud gaming as well. I mean, it's just going to happen. Let me know, guys, all your thoughts on this below. This is still information that I'm trying to gather myself and take it in and see and think about this, but either way, I want to hear what you guys have to say. All right, with that, we're going to jump into something truly positive, and I cannot take credit for finding this, so credit goes to Duncan at cloudy.games. But what was found here was a job listing for a strategic partner manager for Stadia, and the one preferred qualification for this listing, or one of the preferred qualifications, is experience working at a first-party game publisher, specifically the business development or account management. Now, this is super interesting because obviously, guys, Stadia doesn't have a first-party studio anymore, and what's interesting about this listing is that it says here the business development or account management. So it almost sounds like the starting stages, right? Does this mean that Stadia is looking at potentially getting their first-party studios back up and running? Now, if we want to go ahead and rewind back to February, one thing that was mentioned as to the decision of why Stadia Games and Entertainment closed was because of the Xbox and Bethesda deal. Unfortunately, we were left without context of that information. What about that deal was the proponent to seeing Stadia close its first-party studio? For me, I've always felt that was because Google said to themselves, wouldn't it just be easier for us to do what Xbox just did? Buy up a studio and let them do the work they've already proven to do. Not only that, but back in February, just weeks before we got the announcement of the studio closure, there was actually rumors, and I have this documented, I talked about it in a podcast on my channel, that Google was interested in buying up studios. So I wonder if this is kind of like what this job listing's about. Maybe not necessarily reopening up SG&E, but looking to acquire a studio, or who knows, maybe they do want to get the band back together. I don't know. But my guess is will probably be as good as yours, guys. So let me know what you guys think of this crazy news below. And finally, to end the video, the emails for the promotion of the free Stadia Premier Edition bundles are out to the people. Check your inbox if you bought a game through the promotion and you're waiting for your free Premier Edition. Something goofy though is going on, as I've received now 2 emails myself. I actually never participated in this promotion, and I've seen several people say the same thing. I didn't buy a game because money's tight for me right now, and I have 5 Premier Editions already from the previous promotions. But one account that I don't even game on got this email, so you guys might want to check your inbox regardless if you participated in this promotion or not. With that, guys, thumbs up and subscribe. I'm Sunny, and I'll see you guys in the clouds.